ABC newsman Rick Searett brings us the story of the unusual atmospheric explosion which occurred last April. The story doesn't begin in Newfoundland, but in the United States.
They call them the mystery boom.
Dad, did you feel that one?
Watch out for the shock, it's coming. Holy smoking Toledos.
I was upstairs and I felt a boom and a shake and a boom, and I didn't see anything, and I went downstairs and looked to see if anything was going on downstairs, and nothing was, so I just figured it was a small earthquake.
Finally tonight, a story about a nice place they're calling a boomtown, jokingly. The problem is it's not funny. The good people in one town in Wisconsin would right now give anything to find out what's making that noise.
Feel it. There was a mysterious boom felt around the county this morning, shaking windows, and of course, it has a lot of people talking.
Did you feel it? For the second time this year, San Diegans were startled by an unusual jolt, rattling windows, doors, and some nerves. I'm Chris Phillips.
And I'm Khaki Catlett. Big booms and shaking were felt across the Cape here today and have some people worried.
Well, what's shaking seems to be the question on everyone's mind today after more mysterious movements were felt this morning.
As homes
happened here and across the country. Mysterious booming noises that for the most part have gone unexplained. The booms have shaken homes and startled neighbors. Tonight, News 4's Rachel Kingston is asking what's really going on.
Call described it as an explosion. Some describe it as a boom.
911, what's your emergency?
Yeah, hi. We don't know, actually.
Which is making some people wonder what's causing the rest of the booms. Is something bigger going on that even local authorities and scientists aren't aware of?
We did check all the specific flight times. We did not have any aircraft in the air over that area at that time.
There was not an earthquake. There was not a mine collapse. I didn't even see any quarry blasting going on.
And we're unable to come up with any plausible explanation of what the noise was.
The geologists say it's not in the ground. The Air Force says it's not in the air. The astronomers say it's not from space. So we're running out of options.
Good morning. We begin with breaking news right now. A mysterious boom.
We've been getting calls from people in the South Bay. About an hour ago it started. A woman in Nestor told us that it shook her house.
A Midlands mystery to tell you about tonight. Throughout the late afternoon, we were getting reports into our information center about loud booms in several Midlands counties.
It's uncommon to see some hail falling from the skies. The spring storms through, but a family in Grace has an ice chunk, literally the size of a beach ball, fell near their home on Wednesday.
This is really crazy mission.
A mystery from above in Brooklyn. Chunks of ice falling from the sky on an 80-degree day. The big question, where did it come from?
That's a big surprise for a Wolcott family. A meteorite, there it is, crashed right through their roof.
A bright fireball shooting across the sky just before 6.
The only way you can describe it, it was like a 44-gallon drum exploding inside the front door.
Reports of an explosion at a busy downtown courthouse shut down several city blocks tonight. Here it is, a streaking light that had a lot of people looking up and wondering throughout Southern California.
Oh, another earthquake?
New at 6:30. Remember those mysterious booms that people in Verde Valley reported hearing last year right about this time?
Yeah, well, they are apparently back. I wouldn't believe it's true.
It's a believe it or not story that has everybody talking about the far-out discovery one local family made this weekend.
What fell from the sky and hit a 7-year-old Waxahachie boy in the head, leaving him with a wound that needs several staples to close.
A fire in the sky was spotted all around the Portland area this morning. Take a look at these. Snapshots are pretty amazing.
People from Montreal to Ottawa had their own shock from space last night. A flash of light and a thunderous boom echoed through the sky around 8 in the evening.
Around here talking today, a loud, strange noise early this morning woke up families in St. Paul. Some were curious, others were frightened.
And people flooded 911 dispatch wondering what the heck the mysterious sound was and where it was coming from. People heard it for about an hour in and around the Highland Park neighborhood.
Well, a recent rumble and roar had people in Moore in southwest Oklahoma City flying to social media speculating on the cause. Some believe the sound is coming from an earthquake, but others believe the sound's coming from something out of this world.
News overnight. Neighborhoods all over the south side of the metro reported a loud, roaring noise that rattled windows, shook a lot of buildings. Jennifer Pierce down there this morning. Jennifer, some of our viewers said this was no airplane.
We took several calls this morning from Gilbert where a loud and frightening noise shook many from their beds.
He wrote on January 19, 2012, at 7:40 a.m., quote, I just heard a low humming booming sound, like a constant jet engine, coming and going from low pitch to high pitch in phases of 10 minutes, close quote.
Some strange noises heard around the world the last few weeks has people buzzing, especially on YouTube. Clips posted from Arizona to England and right next door in Manitoba, all showing folks alarmed by what sounds like a noise straight out of a science fiction flick. Valley News.
There's been a lot of buzz over the last few weeks about strange sounds being heard in the atmosphere. People around the world and here at home have reported hearing some bizarre noises.
While in Tallahassee, Florida, it's obvious from the trees that there's no wind.
Where is it? I don't want it to be near.
But it sounds like a gale's roaring.
Don't go out there.
Since 2009, there have been a number of cases of strange sounds in the skies reported all over the globe.
The sound
strange noise early this morning woke up families in St. Paul.
Some people describe them as trumpets. Others called it a long hum or even booms.
I'm Joe Quinn, and this is the soccer board. In case you haven't heard, strange sounds from the sky are being heard all over.
People who live near Hocking County, in Hocking County, and even near the city of Logan, closer to Nelsonville, told me that they felt the rumbling of the quake and even said that they thought they heard an explosion.
I want to show you. It is a bright white light flying across the screen. There you see it. We've been making calls all night trying to figure this out. What was it? Man Your Size Liz Podolak has been looking into this mystery. She joins us live. Liz, what do we know?
But what I do know is that whatever this was, hundreds of people saw it. There were big lights, big booms. It all happened around 7:30.
One Texas resident in the affected area shared his experience with us a bit earlier.
We had like 3 earthquakes that day. One was a 2.5, then a 2.8, and then the 3.6. And it sounded like a sonic boom, and then the house started shaking, and we did have some damage.
Fond du Lac County, Wisconsin thought his garage had blown up. He called the sheriff's department in the middle of the night. They were getting a lot of similar complaints of a ground-shaking boom. Next day, Dennis got his stick and he found a 100-foot crack in his driveway, and geologists now believe it was all caused by an ice quake.
Mysterious sounds have been confusing and even scaring people across northern New England and Canada. The reports describe them as resembling gunshots or loud pops and
Chilling cold is also connected to an abrupt wake-up for many people in Ontario, a strange sort of booming noise. Ann Gaviola is in our newsroom with more. What are people saying about this, Ann?
Well, this phenomenon you're referring to has been called a frost quake, an ice quake, or a cryoseism.
I've been getting a lot of reports about many of you hearing booms at various times, mysterious booms that seem to come from nowhere.
A lot of folks are asking what in the world was that big boom around Brownsville at about 3:15 this morning. Well, folks, it was thunder.
Here, just minutes ago, I had a chance to speak with a woman who lives on the street, and she told me that her windows were shattered during this loud rumble, this loud roar.
Maybe you've heard it. Loud booms around the area and shaking have some worry there's been an outbreak of earthquakes in the last couple of days.
Well, it turns out it's probably caused by the extreme cold that we've had this winter, causing something called frost quakes or ice quakes.
Good evening. Lots of you told us last night you heard a loud boom all over the lake area. And some say they didn't just hear it, they felt it.
You may have heard a loud boom noise this morning. Lots of calls came into our newsroom about it, and we've been investigating where it came from all day.
New tonight, loud booms are the talk of the town in Osceola County tonight, but nobody knows where the sound is coming from.
Sure, well, experts trying to figure out, was it a meteor or something else? That after a South Paris man captured something in the skies above Oxford County just a couple of days ago. He posted it on Facebook, and that video has gone viral.
There was fire in the sky last night, followed by a huge boom.
And an early heads up, you might want to look up next Tuesday when an asteroid the size of an aircraft carrier passes closer to the Earth than the moon is. Now, while scientists say it will be a clean miss in their words, despite passing closer than anything has in decades.
All of us on this planet are on the brink of a kind of close encounter. A big asteroid is hurtling through space, and it's supposed to miss us by a cosmic inch, just 17,000 miles. That's closer than some of our weather satellites. And
get ready for a close encounter like we've never had before with an asteroid. We're going to get up close and dirty with an asteroid 1,300 feet across.
New Year's Asteroid Strike, presented by Science at NASA. In 2014, the new year began with a bang on the order of about 500 tons of TNT. That's how much energy asteroid 2014 AA is estimated to have delivered to Earth's atmosphere when it exploded over the Atlantic Ocean on January 1st at approximately 11:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
An asteroid is on the way, and it's going to pass closer to Earth than the moon. It's going to happen today around 4 p.m. Eastern.
The newly discovered space rock is fairly big. It's about 100 feet across.
Stevens County is dealing with a case of a phantom boom.
Last night, just after 6 p.m., several folks were rattled after hearing what sounded like a large explosion nearby.
A flash of light and a loud boom have a lot of people asking, what was that? Late last night, a massive fireball lit up Vancouver's skies.
Agency management just tweeted it's looking into a loud boom offshore. It could reportedly be heard from Nags Head to Duck on the Outer Banks. They're not sure what caused it. There have been no reports of any damage. We're going to keep following this story for you overnight. We'll update you as we learn more on WV. It was a loud blast that some people say even damaged their home. Now, the people in East Alabama want to know what that explosion was that was heard for several miles.
Almost immediately after this one fell, people began to post descriptions, photos, and dash cam videos. It was also characterized as being brighter than lightning and moving very fast. Some said they didn't hear or feel anything, while others reported a sonic boom and rumbling buildings.
Well, according to the media reports, the worldwide media reports, residents from Dalesford, Yandoit reported a white light flash with a large boom. It was around 6:30 in the evening.
According to the EDAR TASS news agency on June 27, 2014, scientists in Odessa unable to explain for a 2-meter tall tidal wave that rushed the shore injuring 6. Residents reported hearing an explosion preceding the wave. One theory is a possible meteor explosion over the Black Sea, causing a small tsunami. Others say an underwater earthquake could have been the cause despite not being detected by USGS.
Did you hear that loud boom over the weekend? This is video that one of our Chesterfield viewers sent in from the Crimson Crest neighborhood in the south part of the county. You can actually see the camera shake with that explosion. But that was not the only place that we heard from.
There is the actual earthquake as it occurred around about lunchtime. And if we look in detail, we can actually see a couple of further shocks, much smaller, which are little aftershocks.
Measuring a magnitude of 4.2, today's earthquake was the biggest recorded in the Channel Islands, as far as the Met Office are aware of. It happened just before 1 o'clock. Weather forecasters had no warning.
It's really quite scary, actually, because you didn't know what it was. I thought living so close to the oil tanks, perhaps one of them had blown up.
Yes, quite a shot there. I think we heard it more than the ones on the ground floor.
Initially I thought somebody was jumping around upstairs, and then there was a bigger noise which felt like the roof was caving in.
I thought, oh my God, something's gone wrong. Everybody was looking at each other saying, what is that?
The whole place seemed to shake and everyone sort of ran around to say what's happening, popping their heads through doors and things.
A water main break to an earthquake.
The whole house kind of rumbled. It was just kind of scary.
It was certainly an unexpected wake-up call, an earthquake in the middle of the night, rocked southern Connecticut, shaking Deep River.
Tracy Plank says she was already up when she felt her Chester home shake.
A loud boom. The ground was shaking big time. So I just ran outside because if the house came down, I wasn't going to be in it.
Nicaraguan officials say they feel lucky no one was hurt from the possible meteorite that touched down over the weekend. Local outlets report citizens in the capital city of Managua first heard a loud boom Saturday night, and government officials announced Sunday afternoon they'd located a crater and believed a meteorite was responsible.
Officials believe it was either an ice or rock meteorite.
The impact of whatever it may have been left behind a crater, even registered on these seismic instruments which measure earthquakes.
While officials tried to figure out if there was anything left of the meteorite Sunday, they did announce it left a crater about 40 feet wide by 5 feet deep.
A massive fireball lit up the sky this week. Scientists say this was a meteor that was traveling about 60 to 100 miles above the Earth, and it was about the size of a smart car. Now it's
WCNC News states September 27, 2014, quote, fireball spotted above the Carolinas, Charlotte, North Carolina. Here we go again, quote, loud boom heard in Camden could have been a frostquake.
All right, guys, here we go. Let's take a closer look now at the big boom theory. That's what we're calling it, our search for answers after that big old loud noise yesterday that shook parts of northwest Louisiana at around 4:30.
A large boom heard in Winnebago County last night as people talking. Terry Suffer tracked down the source and talked to some people rattled by the noise.
A mysterious boom in Huntington County leaves residents questioning. Huntingdon County sheriffs say they received several calls late last night reporting a loud booming noise. Some callers say they thought something exploded. The department conducted an investigation and say they couldn't find where the loud noise came from. Police say they don't know what caused the boom either.
Tonight, a mysterious noise is plaguing a northwest Atlanta community and keeping neighbors up through the night. Channel 2's Rachel Stockman is live on DuPont Commons Circle, where she tried to get to the bottom of what neighbors are hearing all night. Rachel?
Craig, since we've been out here since about 3 this afternoon, we've heard this sound about 5 or 6 different times. It's pretty loud in person. Our mic, unfortunately, doesn't pick it up that well. It sounds a bit like a tornado siren.
I think this is fucking aliens, yo. I don't know where it is, but it's coming out.
Tonight it rattled homes and even the nerves of a lot of people living up north in Lafayette.
But the questions about a late-night explosion linger after it occurred.
A booming sound heard in West Warwick and parts of Coventry.
It's a mystery. NBC 10's RJ Heim is digging deeper tonight. He finds the booms have been heard all over the past few years in different parts of the country.
Many people who live in West Warwick, including me, are wondering what was happening when a loud boom shook their houses.
A lot of people are talking about this.
It's very weird. This is twice it's happened.
November 13th, 2014. A mysterious boom rattles doors and windows in parts of Salina Thursday afternoon.
People just can't stop talking about this mysterious boom heard throughout western New York. Happened over the weekend, just 2 hours before an earthquake was recorded in South Lockport.
Another earthquake shook parts of North Texas this morning, the third in less than 36 hours. All three were centered in Irving. The first Saturday night, another Sunday afternoon, the last one happened just after 7 o'clock this morning.
Neighbors for blocks around also felt Saturday's quake, many calling Irving 911.
There must have been an explosion here. I think it was an earthquake. We're trying to figure it out.
But I kind of got scared a little. My heart started beating fast. I just kind of panicked. But okay.
Hundreds report mystery explosion in Manchester, England, November 25th, 2014.
Telling you about a big bang next, though. Authorities in the UK have so far made no comments still about an explosion last night in North Yorkshire.
The emergency management agencies from west to central Alabama are trying to figure out what caused the loud boom this morning.
An entire county in our area rattled in more than one way tonight.
It sounded like an explosion. The house was shaking.
In the middle of the night, many of you woke up to a rumble that shook your homes and rattled your windows. An earthquake hit Caldwell County overnight.
The North Carolina coast of the United States is beleaguered by explosive sonic booms the locals call Seneca guns. Sometimes they sound like fireworks, but the strongest can make the earth rumble.
Oh my God, look at this! These aren't planes.
Please, video princess!
It sounded like the end of the world.
We're getting reports of an explosion.
But it became an ongoing mystery.
It's coming over the house right now, guys. It's coming this way.
What erupted in the sky on April 16, 2008, over this small town in America's heartland?
Boom heard and felt across several West Virginia counties last night. Here's what happened. Several hundred witnesses say they heard a loud boom and saw a fireball in the sky. Those reports came in between 10 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. last night to 911 centers in Boone, Raleigh, Logan, and Kanawha counties. Late last night, the National Weather Service confirmed that loud noise was caused by a meteor.
Confusion and even fear over what many thought was an earthquake. The 911 calls came flooding in.
911, what is your emergency? I don't know. So we have some. We don't know what the explosion was, but everybody's outside their houses, and it's crazy over here.
Our viewers in southern Montgomery County, many of you called and wrote on our Facebook page about the strange noises and lights you saw and heard last night. So far, nothing has been found.
A loud explosion and rang.
It was just like a flash.
And rang.
I'm in the bathtub and it's freaking me out.
We're under a full-blown meteor outburst.
To conclude, I believe UFOs are causing USNs while invisible to test us psychologically. And when visible, they produce no sound. They hide amongst the increase of meteor booms and earthquakes and other sounds which we can relate to as being human-caused, such as a jet or train. Their intensity varies to the point where it gets local attention but not exceeding national. The point of the sound is to fit key descriptive words on the internet. Using the internet as part of a long-term disclosure process on their part. I predict the booms to stop by 2018 like it did in the late 70s. But the other USNs to change their sounds and keep the intensity level to the local media with only occasional bursts to the national level but being misreported. To sum it up, they are testing us.